and then it says down about halfway down. It says, don't forget do-it-yourself dentistry, oil of clothes, temporary filling kits, extraction tools, those kind of things. Those are easily got at your local pharmacy. Those kind of things you can get. Nice to have on hand. Then it talks about a chemical nuclear defense kit. We live in a high target zone. I figure if there's a big nuclear weapon going off, I'd probably rather be gone anyway than stick around. But that doesn't disregard. I have in my home the ability to seal off a room in my house with HEPA filters and close off everything else. If there's a dirty bomb that goes off in Long Beach, right? I want to be able to make sure I can stay, because you only have to stay hidden up for about 12 hours or so, maybe 24 until the dust all settles, and then you'll be fine. But I want to be able to do that. So, I mean, it's something I am considering, but I have considered, I should say. But I would rather be, if there's a big nuclear war, I'd rather be gone rather than stick around, I think, anyway. Then there's a gardening list. And hygiene and sanitation. One of the things we often overlook is, you know, toilet paper. In fact, it says, you know those phone books that we always get, they give for free, and we all throw them away? Keep those. That paper can be used as toilet paper if for nothing else. And high chairs for the kids. Laundry soap, having plenty of that around. Then there's a livestock list. Going back, hunting and fishing, power, lighting, batteries list. Now, you notice that this is some general ideas, not specific, because it should be specific for you. Firefighting list, I like that list too. You know, how to put out a fire at your locale. Tactical living list. Tactical living is, by the way, is guns, knives, ammo, and all. Notice it's the longest one. It's the reason I like this guy. But it talks about night vision goggles and all those kind of things. And if I could afford it, I would have one. Communications, monitoring, information, tool list. Probably one of the most important things is the tool list. I'm trying to gather more and more hand tools that don't require electricity, like a hand drill and things like that. It would be really really bad that I have all of the stuff that, screws and all those kind of things to put stuff together, but I don't have any tools to do it with. All my tools are electric. Great, I have a power drill. That's great until power doesn't work anymore. But having hand tools that are reliable and will work well. And then the last one I'm going to cover on this, and that I think is almost one of the most important one, is the books and reference list. Actually, I'm going to cover two. And these are books that you absolutely should have or have some copy thereof. First one you should get is Are You Ready?, which is a free book you can get from FEMA. Go online, go to FEMA, type in Are You Ready?, they'll send you the book. But that deck has a lot of information in there. It's a great starter. The other ones that he has in here that I have a copy of is the Encyclopedia of Country Living. I also have Where There Is No Doctor. I also have Where There Is No Dentist. These are books that were designed by doctors for people who live in Africa and places like that, or villages, and it teaches them basic dentistry and medicine. I also have another book that I'm recommending now, which is Uncommon Uses for Common Household Items. There are 147 different things you can do just with vinegar, cleaning and lots of other things like that, and different kind of variations of solutions. And it's a great book. It's called Uncommon Uses for Common Household Items, which is a really good book. And here he also talks about The Ultimate Sniper. I don't know if you're going to be a sniper, you can get that book. But those are some recommendations by him. I recommend the Encyclopedia of Country Living. I also recommend Where There Is No Doctor and Where There Is No Dentist. Those are all good books. The last one is on here is the Barter and Charity list. If this economic problem that we're facing right now goes south, and our politicians and the people who are supposed to look after our financial dealings here don't do what they say they're going to do. And we have something akin to another depression, having things to trade with and for will put you in very good stead. And so there's a whole list of things that we should have just for those purposes. I store, I do a lot of traveling, and I'm in the hotel rooms every weekend. Those hotel rooms have those little coffee makers in them. I take the coffee out of those coffee makers, and I store those in airtight bags. I figure someday somebody's going to want coffee. They have a headache, it will be worth something. You know, they'll go, oh, all I have is this rice. I'll take the rice. You want the coffee? Here. I don't like rice. Well, great. I'll take all the rice. You can have the coffee. I also store bottles of alcohol, grain alcohol, that can also work in lamps and for cooking. It's also used for medical purposes. Also, if I needed to, you know, whole biker gang, like, or you know, I had alcohol, go away. So those are the kind of things. I suggest you go over this, use this as a guideline. All right, now I want to go over to the 100 things that disappear first. This is a list that I've taken from 2 or 3 such similar kind of lists and kind of pared it down and talk about these are the kinds of things that you should have on when you're talking about your lists of lists. And it talks about, and these are not in any particular order. In one of the lists I saw, it was 100 things that disappear first in order of their order of disappearance. I grouped them into groups, and so they're not necessarily in a particular numerical order, but they are things that disappear first. In other words, the things that you should have. Talking about propane, duct tape, garbage bags. You can almost never have too many garbage bags. They work for lots and lots of things. Keeping water, gray water, for sanitation, for actual trash, for rain ponchos, for all kinds of things. Backpacks, duffel bags, portable radios, fire extinguishers. It would be sad that you lost your house because of a minor fire and the firemen were somewhere else. If you only had a fire extinguisher handy, you could have stopped that blaze. Cooking, paper plates, plastic utensils. No better way to save water than not have to wash dishes. Having lots of those around. Portable grills, charcoal, hand can openers, ice chests. Down to the food and water. There's all kinds down there of things that disappear quickly off the shelves. And the bottom one I want you to look at is the health and hygiene. Toilet paper, Kleenexes, and paper towels. There's almost no substitute for those things. Especially toilet paper. Life would be miserable without toilet paper. Feminine hygiene products. Probably, I'm not a lady, but I go on eBay and buy stocks of feminine hygiene products on eBay, like $200 worth for like $6 or $8. And then keep them stored. Now, is exactly the brand and types that my wife and daughters use? Nope. But it'd be better than nothing, you know. And so I have lots of those stored. In fact, we've had a couple of times where I go, I find the box open and say, "Who opened this box?" Well, we ran out, so we had to come down here and see what was left. Laundry detergent. Really important to have some kind of laundry detergent. For washing hands, washing clothes. Just with laundry, I mean, with dish detergent, you can wash just about everything. If you had to, you can wash your hair, you wash your body, wash your dishes, wash your clothes, wash everything.